What is good? What is up? It's Jordan or Texans Thoughts, and I'm back with another Texans film breakdown. Today, we're going to be looking at new wide receiver Randall Cobb. Now, I'll be completely honest, who got helped out by Dallas's offense a lot, and his drops were super detrimental. That's sort of the narrative that the media and other people on Twitter had painted of Cobb. However, getting into the film, I see a damn good wide receiver who has explosive, big play ability. He's got some serious juice still. That also helps him be a great YAC threat. His route running is very good as well. So as always, if you enjoyed the video, please do hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and comment down below your support that you show me. It sounds cliche, but it honestly makes my day. What's crazy is that at the time of me making this video, 80% of y'all are not subscribed. So if you enjoy the content you're seeing, I would really appreciate it if you could hit that button. I'm really excited to keep giving y'all content, and I will introduce some special features at 1,000 subs if y'all are interested. Alright, that's a long enough intro. Now let's break down the film of Randall Cobb, because the film don't lie. So the first thing about Cobb I want to talk about is his big play ability. He's actually a very explosive wide receiver, and he shocked me with how much juice he's still got left in the tank. I mean, he's coming on 30 right now, but he's still got it. Look at the wheels here. You ain't catching him. They threw a flag here and they had to call it back, so Cobb didn't get the big touchdown, but this is an explosive ass play, and adding another one of those weapons to our offense is going to be ridiculous. I mean, he's in the slot here. Just look at the route. He doesn't really do anything crazy. No head fakes or nothing really. He just runs right by him. Good tracking of the ball because it's left inside. And then boom, see ya. He's gone. You ain't catching that dude. Now, I don't know about you, but I love big play ability, and Cobb brings that. He had a 15.1 yards per reception last year. And look at it here. He can just run right by slot corners. He's got that speed, and Dallas asked him to run a lot of these deeper routes. He wasn't just someone who was asked to run shallow crossing routes over the middle of the field. He got deep and he won deep. Even against prevent defense here, he still wins, and he can just bring that other element to the offense that we've got on the outside with Cooks, Fuller, and Stills, and now we got it on the inside with Cobb too. So this concept might look pretty familiar to Texans fans, and it's really one that we use a lot, called Yankee concept, where you're going to have two deep crossing routes, and it forces the defense into a predicament, and it makes it tough for who they're going to choose. We ran this a lot with Nuke and Fuller, and I know we can run it with Cooks. I didn't know that we could run it with Cobb, but he's got the juice for it too. So the Patriots are in man coverage, as you can see by Stephon Gilmore motioning over with the other wide receiver, and so Cobb and Cooper are going to be running these deep crossing routes, while Michael Gallup at the top is just going to be running a clear out route to try and get out of their way. So you'll see here that Cobb, he takes off, and as he's getting deep now at this point, it looks like Cobb and Cooper are trying to run into each other. And if you thought that, you'd be right. They pretty much are. They're trying to run their defenders into each other to try and set up a big pick route down the field. And you'll see it works perfectly as the corners run into each other. Cobb creates space, brings it down, and then this is where the big playability comes in. That YAC after the fact, that's an extra 30 yards of YAC. And so this is just a really damn good play out of Cobb, and a really good way to show how he can fit into our offense with concepts that we already used in the past. His explosiveness and being a downfield threat is going to help make the offense so dangerous. And a perfect example of that is on this play where Cobb, he's going to be running a deep go route, but it's really just a distraction to try and mess with the safety and get this skinny post open. And so you're going to see as I play it that he wins deep, he gets past his guy, and so the safety here at this point, he has to respect that deep route. He has to play deep and give his defender help, or else that's 6. And so that stops him from driving downhill on this post route, because that's towards his side of the field. It shouldn't be this safety's job to stop that. That should be his call, but because of how it's schemed up and how he has to respect Cobb, then it puts him in an awful position where he can't win. And so because of that, then this other safety comes downhill, he misses the tackle, and because this dude is so far back, he's so out of position because he was guarding Cobb, then it results in 6 anyways. So Cobb, he doesn't even have to get the ball on some plays. His deep threat defenses clearly respect it. They know that he's a weapon, they know that they can get burnt pretty easily, and just when you have that many deep threats on the field, how do you guard that? Now the next great thing about Cobb is that he's a really good YAC threat. He's always been a good YAC threat his entire career, and he hasn't stopped yet in Dallas. So on this play here, just on the screen, a design touch to him, which we should do a lot, just to get the ball in his hands because he's a weapon. He gets the screen to the right, boom, he makes those guys just run into each other by accelerating really quickly, then spins away from another defender to get all this extra yardage. And so if we look at it back here, we can see that at this point when he gets the ball and he's about to be tackled, it's about the 20, 21, 22, 23 yard line maybe. So 23 yard line, makes those guys miss, makes another guy miss with that nasty spin move. And then when he does get brought down here, it's the 13, 14 yard line. So that's a good 9-10 yards of YAC. And we haven't had a really good YAC wide receiver in, oh man, I don't even know. I mean, we know that Hopkins, that wasn't really his specialty. Stills, not really. Fuller, he can do it. He's better. He's definitely the best of the three, but nothing crazy. And now that we've got Cooks, who I've shown is a great YAC threat as well, you can check out that video right here. And Cobb is as well. I'm going to show more examples for you guys. So that's just great. It's going to add another dimension to our offense and just help us become more dynamic. Cobb's just so good at making the first man miss. There's not a whole lot to even say on these plays, but he's just so electric with the ball in his hands. I didn't expect to see that out of his film, and I was pleasantly surprised. He finds the hole in the zone on this one, brings in the catch, and most of the time he's gonna make this first man miss. Just a little stutter and then stiff arm to get away from him. And it's just an extra 10 yards right there. Dallas had so many weapons at wide receiver, but when they were manufacturing touches to guys, trying to get them in space, it was always Cobb that they went to, and that shows the trust that they have in him to make these big plays happen with his YAC. Cobb is so good on these screen plays because he doesn't just rely on his athleticism, he also has some nuance into how he follows the blocks, like the one on the Redskins play where he had those two defenders running into each other. He follows his block nicely here, cuts it to the outside, and turns what could have been a tackle for no gain into a first down and moving the sticks. Now this play is the nastiest YAC play I've seen from Cobb. It's absolutely disgusting and downright disrespectful to what he does to this defender. Yanks him aside with the stiff arm and then fights forward. Oh my god. Cobb, you didn't gotta do him like that. Yeah, stand up and get hype. I like that. I gotta give you this good view here. He's stopping here and then boom, see ya. He just absolutely suns this dude. Who is this? Who is this poor Giants soul? Number 30, that's apparently Antonio Hamilton. Antonio Hamilton, I'm sorry to say, but you just got sunned. Randall Cobb just, oh my god, he made you, I can't look at this anymore. Oh my god, poor guy. I mean, Antonio freaking Hamilton, I'm sorry for, wait, his page, the Giant, wait, what? The Giants just trying to wipe any existence of him left? What is going on? Okay, let's see the roster. What is he on the roster? Did he literally get career ended by Randall Cobb? Let's see, Hamilton. No, what? He's not even on the roster anymore. Randall Cobb literally just took his job. He just got him fired. Oh my god. Antonio Hamilton got his career ended by a stiff arm. So the next thing with Cobb is his route running, and I absolutely love route running. It's my favorite quality about a wide receiver because at the end of the day, you have to get open, and Cobb's really great at that. He has an amazing dig route here where he snaps the ankles of the defender. Oh my god, he's just straight out here embarrassing people right now. He's got this, he's coming with the heat, man. Oh man, okay, so let's break down this play a little slowly. He takes an inside release, goes upfield, then look how he dragged the defender to the right, then boom, snaps it off. He wants to put that defender in the opposite direction of where he's gonna end up cutting, and does that so nicely. It gets him out leverage and snaps those ankles. Cobb is a killer on these dig routes. Look how far outside he brings this one, and then boom, the hands right now to swat away the cornerback and win inside. That's just a beautiful dig route out of Cobb. Cobb can beat just straight up man coverage with this nice little hop inside. Ooh, creates so much space. That's a nasty little route there. He's also good versus zone coverage. The Eagles are in cover 3 here, and he does really well to find a little hole in between these two zones. And so he's running a seam route here, and he does really well to widen it, pushing it outside to hold this cornerback in place of his zone. And this next part's really smart. He cuts it off a bit short. He doesn't continue running vertical because he sees that the cornerback is coming downhill and he could pick that off or get in on the play. So he slows it down, cuts it short. Dak sees it too, gives him a good ball, and that's just a perfect job of finding the hole in the zone and getting open. Cobb can also win in the quick game. This is a nice slant here, and look how far outside he goes, then boom, sharp cut to the inside, creates so much space. We're obviously going to ask him to run a lot of these plays over the middle of the field, Deshaun's money over the middle of the field on slants, and I expect Cobb to get a fair bit of those as well. But my favorite route of Cobb's was one where he didn't even get the ball, and it's a beautiful whip route right here, where he stutters out of his release slowly, then boom, cuts inside, faking a slant, and then he does really well to turn around his hips, exploding off of that foot, turning around and creating so much space. He's wide open there. Would have been an easy throw and catch, but that kind of leads me to my next point, that even though Cobb had a career year with the Cowboys, there were so many missed opportunities where he was wide open, especially deep down the field, and Dak just couldn't find him, man. In the deep and intermediate parts of the field, Cobb was just so open so many times. His mixture of great route running and pure athleticism just had him open down the field so much. I mean, the gaps between the defenders, like, that's open in the NFL. That's an easy throw for Dak. It really should be if he made that throw. And so Cobb's numbers were ridiculous last year, but they could have been even better with a better quarterback. I mean, this play's pretty ridiculous. There's no one even near him. Cobb has his hands up for forever, and then he's open here again, and Dak throws it way too late, and then he gets picked off. I mean, Dak, for all the talk of how good of a quarterback he is, I'm not seeing it. I don't know. He missed Cobb just so many times at 2 points in this play right here where there's just no one even near him. He could have fit a ball in there at the end there, man. All I know is Watson ain't missing these plays. Now, no player is perfect, and we all probably know that Cobb's drops are the biggest issue with him. According to Pro Football Reference, he had a catch percentage of 66%, which would be the second lowest in his career, and ranked 33rd in the NFL. Now, a lot of sites have differences on the actual numbers of drops he had, but by my charting, he had 15, which is a lot. But not all of those are on him. 7 out of those 15 are actually on Dak, in my opinion. And you can see on some of these throws that they're just so far off, Cobb has no chance whatsoever, but he still gets penalized with a lower catch rate. Dak's ball placement was pretty horrible last year. I mean, there were just so many balls that were behind the wide receiver, too high from them or too low, and the entire team struggled with drops as well. Amari Cooper had a catch rate of 66% as well. Michael Gallup had even worse at 58%. So to me, that really points to Dak as a huge culprit, and Deshaun's ball placement is one of the strengths to his game, in my opinion. He's really good at hitting a wide receiver in stride, and you rarely ever see them have to stop or reach behind them for a catch. So with him throwing to Cobb, a good chunk of his drops should go away. Now, I'm not saying Dak is the only person to blame. Cobb definitely had some plays that he's going to want back. There still were 8 drops that I thought were solely on him. A lot of these throws hit Cobb right in the hands, but he just dropped it for whatever the reason. Now, Dak wasn't completely garbage the entire time. He did give him a fair amount of good throws that hit Cobb right in the numbers and he should have brought down. But some of these could be a bit controversial in what I determined was Cobb's fault versus what was Dak's fault. Because some of these balls, like this one, it's a bit behind him, but it's not completely egregious. And it hits him right in the hands, as you can see here, and he just doesn't bring it down. So if we look at his entire career, Cobb has an average catch rate of 69%, and it is usually in the 70s, but it's way down by 2 years where he had 66%, and one all-time low year in 2018 where he only played 9 games and had a catch rate of 62%. So with better, more accurate quarterback play, like I said, a good chunk of these drops will be reduced. Essentially half of them. You know, I said 7 were on Dak and 8 were on Cobb, and I don't know much about math, but all I know is that's going to improve the catch rate, obviously. Now looking at these drops, it seems just like some typical concentration drops. Some plays where he's looking to turn his head around before he's caught the ball. It's not a problem where he can't hands catch it and always has to use his body to help him. We've already seen plenty of hand catches throughout the video, so while it's still a weakness, I don't think it's going to be crazy detrimental to our offense. And at the end of the day, everything else that Randall Cobb does bring to our offense is going to outweigh these negatives. His big playability, his YAC, his route running. Oh my god, I'm really excited to see him in our offense. Alright, that'll do it for my Randall Cobb film breakdown. Shoutouts to Ryan Blair and your boy Sausage Paws, first of all. But thank you guys for the Cobb recommendation, and if y'all want to recommend someone else for a film breakdown, let me know in the comments below. I will do my very best to get to them. Probably not that week or maybe even the week after, but they will get done. I love hearing from y'all and want to input your ideas. As for Cobb, I hope y'all see how he's an explosive big play weapon, he's still got juice, and his YAC ability will help big time with that. His route running is very solid and he can straight embarrass some cornerbacks and snap some ankles. He can do even better in our offense. I truly believe that with Watson instead of Dak. He's not going to be missing him on as many plays and going to give him better throws, which leads to my next point of we looked at his drops and a good half of those came from bad ball placement, which Watson's going to improve on from Dak. And cutting those drops in half would give him a much better catch rate, which he won't be scrutinized for. I'm excited to see Cobb in this offense, and adding a weapon like him just further pushes the potential of our offense to new heights. If everyone stays healthy, we have the potential for a top 3 offense, to be honest. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please do hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and comment down below your thoughts on the video. If you're still watching, you're a real one. I appreciate you. And the question of the day is, do you think Cobb will have another career year here in Houston? Let me know. Also, I'm a part of Texans Unfiltered, and we've got tons of great content for y'all. A great website where I write more Texans articles, and an awesome weekly podcast on all your podcast platforms. So if you're craving more Texans content, we got you. The links will be in the description. Would really appreciate it if you check it out. Alright, this was Jordan or Texans Thoughts. Hope you enjoyed and come back for more. Take care, everyone.